Um, Nestle was recorded in Malaysia since 1912. The first Nestle office in Malaysia was built at Bishop Street, Penang, which was named as Anglo-Swiss Condensed Milk Company. Then in year 1939, due to growth and expansion, we had to move Kuala Lumpur. Since 1957, Malaysia get independence, there came a requirement for expanded openings for work and more item choices. Following this, during the 1960s, we started our culinary products division, delivering energizing culinary arrangements under the all-around adored Maggi brand name. This prompted the foundation of our first assembling office in Malaysia. There are 7 factories are manufacturing the product located in Shah Alam in Selangor, Chembong in Negeri Sembilan and Kuching in Sarawak. Other than that, Petaling Jaya was the first factory to build Nestle factory in 1962. Since 13 December 1989, Nestle company was publicly listed in the KLSE, which is known as Bursa Malaysia Berhad now. Its national distribution center was located at Bukit Raja, Klang, Selangor. Today, Nestle Malaysia operates 6 processing plants and worker in excess of 4,600 representatives from one side of the country to the other, delivering more than 500 halal affirm items. Huge number of key brands have now become a piece of Malaysian families for ages, including Malaysian top choices, for example Milo, Maggi, Nescafe, and KitKat, having been available in the country and in the hearts of Malaysians for longer than a century. We are immovably dedicated to offering the absolute best and quality, sustenance and taste. Recently referred to in Nestle Malaysia as rocks reaching out country first launched in 2005, we put together a large group of exercise online quarterly promise and cooperation programs with oppressed youngsters in the current Nestle.
Hello, my name is Iman, and I will carry on from the introduction to speak about corporate social responsibility. The idea behind it is that a company's sole purpose is not to make the highest profit for its shareholders, but to bring benefits to all of its stakeholders. In essence, a company must weigh the balance of its revenue against the damage it does to the environment and local population it is operating in. Nestle's core ideology to address this is creating shared value, or CSV, built on a bed of compliance to laws and ethical business practices, as well as sustainable growth as its guiding principle. As the name implies, Nestle wants their actions to not only benefit the company, but also on individuals, families, communities, and the planet. For individuals and families, Nestle wants to be at the forefront of providing the best, most nutritious food and beverages, as well as utilizing current nutritional knowledge to better cater to their needs. For local communities, Nestle's involvement and investment in rural locations for the development of farms or factories cannot be ignored, and they are committed to respecting the population's human rights and providing equal opportunities for decent employment, as well as diversifying their workforce. For the planet, to appease the environmental consciousness, Nestle treats water with the utmost care to not pollute or overuse it, and are also making efforts to address climate change and minimize their impact on their surroundings. With this, Nestle hopes to meet their 2030 ambitions of helping 50 million children to lead healthier lives, improve the lives of the 30 million people whom they work with, and strive to achieve zero environmental impact. Building back up, Nestle's purpose for existing is to enhance the quality of life for all to enjoy, as well as contributing to a healthy future. Nestle, as a globally recognized firm with many brands, think of KitKat, has the world's attention on it at all times, and any actions it make will also be under heavy scrutiny. This is why Nestle follows all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals created by the United Nations. One way they try to satisfy one of the Sustainable Development Goals is their efforts on water advocacy. A part of Nestle's employees has expertise in the field of water conservation and management, and brings forth their insights and knowledge to the relevant regulators, industry players, water utility companies, and other stakeholders. This information may influence decision makers to be proactive in creating better, well informed water policies to solve potential issues, and even set a course of action when a water source becomes unsanitary and unusable. We can take this as an example of how Nestle derives benefits for its stakeholders aside from pure monetary gains, as well as an attempt to satisfy SDG 6, clean water and sanitation.
The importance of upholding corporate social responsibility cannot be underestimated, for losing the public's favor will result in boycotting, which in turn leads to decreased profits, upsetting the shareholders, which, as a PLC, is a major consequence. To demonstrate this, I have analyzed a case study regarding Nestle and Malaysian entrepreneur Vishen Lakhiani. This whole situation started when Mr. Lakhiani posted a video on his Facebook that addressed the nutritional content of popular foodstuff in Malaysia, which quickly got viral. Firstly, he began by referring to an article in New York Times in which they exposed that in Malaysia, nutritionists take money from food giants, such that companies like Nestle are allowed to market their products as healthy. Following on, his primary claim was that, quote, 40% in this can is nothing but pure sugar. Ultimately, he concluded that the products are essentially poison and that food companies are using large amounts of sugar to make consumers hungrier and getting them hooked, thus purchasing more of their goods. Realizing the potential consequences, Nestle promptly rebutted by stating that more than half of the total sugar content in Milo is actually comprised of malt and milk, ingredients containing many vitamins and minerals that are good for health. The pure sugar content per 200 milliliter serving of Milo is only 6 grams. Hearing this, however, Mr. Lakhiani decided to respond with another video, this time refuting Nestle's statement by claiming that on the back of Milo cans, it explicitly shows to add 3 teaspoons of Milo, which he claimed to consist of 9 grams of sugar. He then followed on by announcing that the total sugar content in a glass of Milo actually amounts to 20 grams because since Milo is advertised as healthy, Malaysians believe it is justified to add sweetened condensed milk or other sweeteners into the beverage. This is extremely close to the World Health Organization's recommended daily amount of 25 grams. Nestle clarified that Milo in a 200 milliliter glass of hot water with 5 teaspoons of it is only 6% sugar. Half of these sugars are natural from ingredients like milk and malt, finally reiterating the various benefits of the natural ingredients and other components found in Milo. Despite this, online debate was sparked and Nestle had posted several times on their page to explain the contents of Milo. To highlight the impact that this had had, one can look to Nestle Malaysia's stock after the events unfolded. This graph shows their stocks in the span of 5 years from recent times. The two videos were posted around early February 2018 and has been garnering attention until eventually becoming viral. In the subsequent months, from 1st March to 1st April, there is a steep decrease in their stock's value before they were able to bounce back from the controversy. Even then, their stocks looks to be following a gradual downwards trend when compared to previous years. In conclusion, this emphasizes the significance of a company's social responsibility to conduct business ethically, or else they will face dire consequences like boycotting or even legal action.
My name is Tanjung Kiat. I will continue with the topic of corporate governance. So, what is corporate governance? Corporate governance is the system of rules, practices, and processes by which a company is directed and controlled. To make it simple, it means a set of rules that can be taken by the company to control and direct the entire company. YAM Tan Sri Dato Sri Sheikh Anwar Jamal Ulil, who is the chairman of the Nestle Malaysia Berhad, has said that good corporate governance is essential to the approach in enhancing value creation in the short, medium, and long-term benefits of all stakeholders. What he mentioned means that having good corporate governance is important to Nestle to build a great relationship between stakeholders in the long-term benefit. So, how Nestle maintained good corporate governance? There are a few topics that we can discuss that are essential to all of the board and employees of Nestle to follow. First, board charter. Board charter is used to outlining how its constitutional responsibilities and powers will be exercised and discharged concerning the principle of good corporate governance, international best practices, and applicable law. In Board Charter Article 12, Ethical Standards, Integrity and Legal Duties mention that the directors must maintain the most significant of integrity, professionalism, and ethical standards consistently, practice their powers and authority in good faith, and shall act honestly and use reasonable care, skill, and diligence. Next, Nestle Business Principle (NCBP). NCBP acts as a guide to ensure that all practices are consistent with Nestle values and principles, and it focuses on workplace practices and ethics, employee relations, and employee human rights. It provides a strong ethical framework, ensuring the integrity of action and compliance with laws, regulations, and commitments. The top-level management has to make sure that the company is conducting and managing based on these principles. First, we delight consumer. It contains the principle of nutrition, health and wellness, quality assurance and product safety, and consumer communications. Where we care about people consists of principles such as human rights in business activities, leadership and personal responsibility, and safety and health at work. Next, in the aspect of we develop responsible partnership, it includes principles which are supply and consumer relations and agriculture and rural development. The last aspect, which is we promote sustainability, consists of climate warning, plastic waste, and biodiversity, and water. That's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Wayne Fu Liang. I'm going to talk about the Nestle Code of Business Conduct. Nestle Code of Business Conduct states the conduct and responsibilities of the board and all employees. The Nestle Code of Business Conduct is premised on three basic principles. First, the board and all employees must avoid any conduct that could damage or create risks to the group or its reputation. Second, legal compliance and honesty put the interests of the group above personal or other interests. Third, guidance on how the board and group's employees should behave. With Nestle Code of Business Conduct, Nestle establishes its reputation in the market and prevent the company and its employees from violating laws and regulations. To support good corporate governance practice, manage risks, and demonstrate accountability, Nestle has in place a whistleblowing procedure that allows employees, suppliers, or third party to report any potential non-compliance incident within the group. Employees are encouraged to speak up and raise any suspicions of wrongdoing, malpractice, or impropriety in managing the group's business. Besides being able to raise issues directly to their line managers or the market compliance officer, employees can lodge a report through the group's non-compliance hotline by telephone, webmail, or email. The whistleblower's identity is safeguarded at all times and is protected from coercion, retaliation, or reprisal for their cooperation. So, this policy aims to discover people who are an approach to corruption and collusion, and there will adopt zero tolerance to those people. Besides, the Nestle Malaysia Anti-Corruption Gifts and Entertainment Guide aims to maximize the impact of its global policy on bribery and corruption by localizing Nestle's global policy into the local environment, especially Nestle. Business Principle and Nestle Code of Business Conduct make it more practical and effective. This ensures that employees, the board of directors, and third parties maintain the highest business integrity level when conducting business with the group. In short, it is very important to establish clear principles and a sound governance system. It helps us maintain trust in the Nestle brand and reduce risks throughout the value chain. The Nestle corporate business principles regulate the way they conduct business, and they form the foundation of the culture, values, and strategy for creating shared value.
Hi everyone, I'm Tan Si Jong. I'll be talking about the formal ethics program of Nestle. As we know, an organization's ethic can affect the organization in many ways, including its reputation, productivity, and the bottom line of the organization. The ethics program is made up of the value, policies, and also activities which given an impact on the priority of organization behavior. An ethics program helps to communicate your company's business philosophy to employees, vendors, investors, and also customers. A good ethics program can help to strengthen the relationships with employees and customers and improve your company's reputation. Not only that, there are some benefits of managing ethics as a program rather than a short effort when it appears to be needed. Ethics program enable the organization to establish organizational roles to main ethics and also establish required operate values and behavior. An organization also able to align their organization behavior with operating values. In this case, Nestle Malaysia showing a high commitment to contribute to a brighter future, no matter for individuals and families, for communities, and also for the planet. Investing sustainably behind our brands is to address the need for healthier lifestyles and expectations of society as well as to act upon our environmental responsibility where action and progress are very much needed, said Jun Aranos, the CEO of Nestle Malaysia. As a leading force in nutrition, Nestle Malaysia also stated that having access to nutritious food is one part of the journey, but education plays a vital role and it's never too early to form a good eating habit since young. Nestle launched Nestle for Healthier Kids on the year of 2010 and still active today. N4HK is a global initiative that aims to educate school-going children to have a healthier lifestyle, which ultimately is the key for children to grow up healthier and happy. N4HK also collaborates with the Ministry of Education Malaysia and also Nutrition Society of Malaysia. In the year 2019, N4HK has positively impacted 30,361 children beyond the target of 20,000 children for the year. Since its inception, Nestle has reached out to more than 62,000 students across Malaysia. Not only that, but Nestle also promoting International Chef Day, which aim to promote healthy eat ways among children. Healthy kids, happy kids. Parent workshop where experts in nutrition and children's psychology giving parents useful advice on dealing with the various children eating behaviors and identifying the problems to effective cultivation of good eating habit at home.
Good day, I'm Eng Ting Kai, and I will continue to talk about what formal ethics program has Nestle launched. In order to build up their reputation to their shareholders, consumer, and also communities, Nestle Malaysia emphasized on diversity and gender balance and also empower women across the entire value chain. Nestle Malaysia believes that women play an equal role in delivering business success. To achieve gender balance in the company, they track their progress against three commitments in 2019, which is female successor for key position, flexible work arrangement for new mothers, and closing the gender equal gap by 2020. Nestle Malaysia also launched unconscious bias training for their employees. This training aims to raise awareness among the employees on how unconscious bias can affect performance as well as to promote a more equitable working environment. In 2019, Nestle Malaysia stated that employees from Sri Muda factory underwent a pilot training session on unconscious bias. Participants were taught to identify and also eliminate biased view to facilitating sound and impartial decision and ensuring a fair opportunity for all. Nestle Malaysia also trained and retrained 100% of their people management and also senior leadership team to make sure that there is no more bias in the workplace. Nestle Malaysia also promotes the safety, health, and well-being to their employees. Throughout their operation, safety, health, and well-being is the priority to their employees in daily operation. Nestle Malaysia also established safety, health, and environment committees in all the locations that they operate. Under safety, health, and environment performance monitoring, it allowed the management to monitor their employees' safety and health track records. The Nestle Framework for Employee Health was published as a structured approach to drive Nestle effort. Under this framework, it got three elements which are learn, feel, choose, where helps employees enhance their health knowledge and become more passionate about nutrition and health awareness. Another program called Know Your Number program is published in line with Nestle Global Commitment. This program is to advocate for a healthy workplace and healthier employees by 2020. It achieves this by providing access to risk assessment tools to generate personal health reports as well as a connector for employees and professionals to support them in addressing health concerns. Other programs such as Health and Wellness Challenge 2019, Nestle Omega Plus 30 Days Challenge are also being published in the year of 2019. Nestle, as a food and beverage manufacturer, they implement Nestle's Responsible Sourcing Standard, also known as RSS, under rural development. RSS was introduced starting in 2018, which providing a clear set of requirements to all suppliers and also third parties that dealing business with Nestle. Nestle RSS program enables them to minimize their environmental pollution and safeguard the planet's resource while creating a sustainable long-term supply of raw materials. In 2019, 105 suppliers were screened by Nestle under the RSS program. Nestle also launched Nestle Cocoa Plan in the year of 2009 to cocoa-producing countries such as Ghana, to provide smallholders with the necessary support to improve their lives and the quality of cocoa. Under this plan, the three key areas are better farming, which making cocoa more profitable for farmers; better lives, which is migrating issues on child labor, education, and gender inequality; and last but not least, better cocoa, which is improving the transparency of supply and also improving the quality of cocoa. Nestle Malaysia use 100% sustainably sourced cocoa in the product of Kit Kat, which is manufactured under the Chembong factory in Negeri Sembilan. This product was also exported to other countries such as Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, India, Thailand, Vietnam, and also Myanmar.
Good day to you, Dr. Sham. My name is Tam Mel Chong and I am going to present about the recommendation part. As we know, Nestle company is one of the top 10 world's largest food and beverage companies. Nestle brand is very popular as we can see many kinds of foods and beverages in a supermarket or mini market with the brand of Nestle. Nestle company has produced some healthy products as well, such as Omega milk and Nestum cereal. But Nestle is more focused on unhealthy products such as snacks, instant food, and sweetened beverages because the sales volume of those products are higher. Malaysia has been called the Asia's fattest country as Malaysia has the highest rate of obesity and overweight among Asian countries. There are 64% of male population and 65% of female population in Malaysia being either obese or overweight. As we know, sugar, salt, and oil are the factors causing obesity and overweight. Statistics also show that Malaysia has the highest daily sugar consumption among the Asian countries. According to the National Health and Morbidity Survey by the Ministry of Health, the prevalence rate of diabetes in adults has increased in Malaysia from 13.4% in 2015 to 18.3% in 2019. Therefore, Nestle company should think about people's health and produce more healthy products. Many older people do not prefer to buy Nestle products because they are not encouraged to eat foods with high sugar level. Some of them are not buying Nestle product because of having diabetes, and some of them are emphasized on maintaining their health. It is not wrong for a company to focus on the company gains, but it also has to realize that the products can have a negative impact on the consumer base when ubiquitously consumed. Nestle as a company producing food and beverage has part of the responsibility to decrease the rate of obesity and other diseases in Malaysia. The company can continue to produce all the products, but it has to make some changes such as reducing or eliminating the sugar content and unhealthy ingredients. For example, Nestle can produce a chocolate bar with less sugar or sugar-free. Besides that, the company should produce more energy drink that is well suited for all age ranges rather than only producing sweetened beverages. Not only that, Nestle should also create more products that are suitable for older people such as protein milk and cereal with necessary nutrition where everyone can consider to make it as their daily use. And also should produce more organic and natural products to the market to those whom are extremely health conscious so it can be considered as a healthy snack. Moreover, since Nestle company has started an initiative to serve infants in the need of nutrition, Nestle should enhance and find ways to enrich their products with substances and vitamins that will provide children their daily needs of calcium and even mothers, as mothers' health is important in order to provide their infants' health. That's all from me. My partner Tan Boon Ching will continue with the next point. Thank you.
My name is Tang Boon Jing. I will continue to talk about the recommendation part. In my opinion, Nestle company should expand its campaign to raise public awareness on health. For example, they can allocate more funding into educating the public about the obesity, diabetes, hypertension and other disease, the severity of the impact of suffering from this disease, and the importance of reducing sugar intake, practicing a healthy diet, and so on. Then, Nestle can also take the opportunity to promote the new healthy products, explain to the public how their sugar-reduced products can help to maintain our health. As a result, the public will gain knowledge from the campaign and start hiring health conscious. This does not only benefit the public, but it also helps to increase the company profit. Furthermore, Nestle company should try its best to reduce environmental pollution. As we know, Nestle company has 6 factories in Malaysia to produce its product. Try to imagine how many packing bags that the 6 factories use to pack the products. Also, what materials is the packing bags made from? Most of the packing bags are made from plastic that takes hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years to decompose. Nowadays, there's a strong competition among foods and beverages production companies. These companies keep coming out with new packaging to attract consumers. Let's take for an example, Milo. In order to improve customers' convenience, it is produced in different types of packaging, such as plastic bottles, cans, carton, and Milo powder is produced in plastic packs. The more different packages, the higher the environmental pollution index. Some even have many small packs in a big pack, like 3-in-1 Nescafe. So, in my opinion, Nestle company should change its method of packaging. They should choose to use more recyclable material to pack its products, such as boxes and cans, and reduce the usage of plastic. This can raise the consumers' awareness of environmental protection and also improve the company's reputation. The company just need to put more efforts in designing the package appearance to compete with other companies. Over a period of time, other companies in the market will follow Nestle packing strategy as an example. As a result, the pollution index will slowly decrease.